Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below, your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing details. Today we're discussing a 2022 release from Grand Seiko, part of the new Evolution 9 collection. This is a sporty take on the Evo 9. This is the spring drive GMT SBGE285 in titanium. So the watch measures 41 millimeters in diameter. It's 14.3 millimeters thick. From lug tip to lug tip, it's 47.7 millimeters, and then if you include the end links of the bracelet, the total distance across the wrist is 51.5 millimeters with a 22 millimeter spacing between the lugs. On my wrist, the watch wears lightly. My wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference, and this is all titanium and sapphire, so it's extremely light. It is flat enough that it's going to fit underneath most sleeves. There's no weird overlap of the bezel or particularly sheer component to cause a cuff to get hung up, but you should be able to wear it underneath most dress shirts and all jacket cuffs. Now you can see the watch is broad across the wrist, but most of that exceptional width comes from the end links of the bracelet. If you were to put this on a strap, you could wear it on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. On the bracelet with the solid end links, I'm going to recommend it for a wrist no smaller than 15 centimeters circumference. Taking a quick look, you can see down the barrel, over the top, and the cuff shot once more. Oh, right, the bracelet. One change I've seen across Grand Seiko watches in the last few years has been that the lug spacings are getting broader. Broader lug spacings are generally associated with the design of modern watches, and that's certainly the case here. We have a conforming end link to better join the bracelet to the case. No gaps, no openings, no awkwardness. And then there's a little bit of a taper to the bracelet. You can see that it has primarily satin finish, but the bevels on the shoulders of the links are polished. So the detailing is thoughtful and handsome. It has sufficient gapping on the bottom to avoid pinching skin or pulling hair, and you can see that there are pin sleeves used for the removable links, plus you can see that there's an irregular size link, a smaller link on each side that can be used for fine-tuning the fit. By the way, if you want to size pin sleeves at home, just get a watchmaker's block and punch. That's how that works. There's a single fold clasp with twin trigger release for security. Then we roll around to the case, and you can see these new Evo 9s are sporting more aggressive case forms, or at least more modern case forms. They're angular, they're chunky, they have a sort of contemporary sensibility about them, but they do incorporate some elements of past designs like the 62GS, the 44GS, and the 9S case shapes. So you do see the history evident, but this is not from one of the historical collections. This is more of a forward-looking design. The polishing is done by the famed Zaratsu tin plate polishing method. It takes 3 years to master. You hold the case surface to be polished directly against a spinning tin plate to achieve a black polish that is optically smooth and mirrored. It is an artisanal technique which makes this a hand-finished watch. We have a screw-down recessed crown with crown guards. The watch is 100 meters water-resistant. You can see that the edge of the bezel features both satination and then a slanted polished facet. Then we have a vertical satination across the top with a slightly domed and cambered sapphire. The dial is designed to evoke winter morning outside of the Shinshu Watch Studio, where these are made in Nagano Prefecture. And we have all applied indices, plus the logo and the frame for the date. Along with the hands, all of this dial furniture is made manually, finished using diamond-tipped milling tools by artisans who specialize in these micro components and micro finishing. They're then placed by hand. We have a power reserve indicator down at 7 o'clock. There's a 72-hour automatic winding power reserve. This watch is a GMT with independent 24 and 12-hour time zones. You can see how I'm able to change my local time zone, even moving the date forward and backwards, not affecting the minute hand, not stopping the seconds hand, not affecting the 24-hour hand. When I pull the crown out all the way, now I set everything in sync. The seconds hand stops, and you can see that one hand moves at half the speed. It makes a circuit of the dial every day. It is the 24-hour second time zone. The watch is extremely sporty, which means there's plenty of luminescence, no shortage whatsoever. We're going to turn this watch over, and in the dark, beautifully luminescent with a blue loomed 24-hour hand, so you can easily judge at a glance that secondary time zone. The watch includes spring drive, which is a unique technology that fuses the best of quartz and mechanical. Because the unidirectional governing wheel isn't like a balance in a Swiss lever escapement, it doesn't bounce back and forth, and there is no lever escapement. The hand for the seconds just glides smoothly with no starts, stops, staggers, or hesitations. And the watch has a unique aesthetic to it because of that, but it's also very accurate, as spring drive is able to achieve plus or minus 15 seconds per month in spite of having no batteries, no capacitors, and no motors. Taking a look at the reverse side, you can see the caliber 9R66. It's a spring drive movement. There's that unidirectional governing wheel. The mainspring barrel directly drives the mechanical drivetrain. The drivetrain then drives the governing wheel, which in turn is geared to the hands, the hours, minutes, and seconds. So no motors, all of the motion is by the spring of the mainspring barrel. It's got a 72-hour power reserve. It pivots on 30 joules. This is a watchmaker-crafted, watchmaker-serviced movement that is designed to last not just for the life of the owner, but the life of the watch, generations of human beings. Of course, the watch does include a quartz oscillator. An induced electrical current is created by the unidirectional governing wheel. That wakes up the quartz oscillator and the integrated circuit, which in turn uses electromagnetic braking to slow down the governing wheel and correctly meter the time. That's how spring drive works. It's the best of mechanical soul and quartz precision. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.